Hey everybody, welcome to Car Talk and Other Things, week 18.
Yep.
We had episode 50 this week of our regular show. That was our last episode, so that was kind of cool.
Wow.
We didn't do anything special. I figured we'd wait until 100 episodes to do something special.
Yeah, I didn't even realize we were at 50. If we were at 50, I would have said something, like, hey, this is our 50th.
I planned before on saying something, but I totally blanked when we started recording. So,
well, we can mention something about it this Wednesday and say, hey, last Wednesday. But
Anyway, wanted to start off with talking about our Discord. Please check the link for the Discord in the description below. It's right there.
Yeah, I forgot. What can we do on Discord?
Everything. You can text chat us in the chat rooms. You can voice talk to us live if we decide to talk to you live
pretty much if we're having a good conversation with you on the regular chatting, we can basically invite you to come in
and talk live to us and ask questions or talk about your build and stuff like that. You can post pictures, you can post videos of your own channel and help out your own channel if you have one. So please download the Discord on your phone, on your computer. It should be in any app store that you have, and come and chat with us.
Yeah.
I'm pretty much on there every day, so we don't have to be live to talk to us. So it's also, if you have like certain minutes on your phone, it's a cheap way to communicate with people.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that was that. Let's see what's next on the list. You had some updates for your vehicle.
Yeah,
Dark Sin.
We got quite a bit to talk about with Dark Sin. I know I mentioned some of these parts last week, but I decided to go ahead and have Liam. Well, I took all these pictures in the Summit catalog and then sent them to Liam and then had him upload them. Okay, so this is the Pro Billet distributor that we will be switching to in Dark Sin, my 1980 Chevy El Camino SS with a 350 nitrous motor. If you guys are new to this channel, that is what we are building. Okay, so this is the distributor we are switching to. We did have a brand new Mallory HEI distributor that was going in it, and now we are switching to this one. So this is a MSD Pro Billet distributor. It works with your MSD 6AL, 7AL, and 8AL series control boxes. It's a fantastic distributor. It's also a smaller design than an HEI, which means they also work great in blower / top engine mount supercharger applications. So next show you the control box that we were running. Okay, this is the 7AL ignition control box. Now, if you guys have good enough screens, you can see the description as well. As you can see, it has a 2-step module controller rev limiter included in the box already. So we will be able to 2-step the car. It has a up to 9,000 RPM rev limiter on it.
Shouldn't be going that high on the cam that you have.
Well, no, I will never wrap it out to $9,000. 7 to 8, but not 9. 9 is 9 zinging that motor.
Do you know the limit on your cam?
They don't really say on those. It's not a advertised. I don't think it has a RPM rating on them. But this control box will work with a 4-cylinder, 6-cylinder, or 8-cylinder motor. Let's see, a 1 amp per. Okay, it doesn't draw that much power. It only draws 1 amp per 1,000 RPM.
Yeah.
So that's.
Yeah,
that's
at most like 8 amps. So
yeah, it doesn't draw a whole lot of power. It comes with the rubber isolators for reduced shock and stuff. It's really it's the best box really for what we are doing in this stage. It's the best box to go with, and I can continue using it with the LS when I switch over to the LS.
Nice.
So it's not going to be a lost system. So I'll be able to integrate it into the LS situation.
Cool.
So, okay. So this is a mini starter. This will be the mini starter that we will be putting on the motor to up our starting torque, so the motor won't require as many
revolutions.
Yeah, I almost said revutations. I'm like, that's not even
a
word.
That's not a word, no.
Yeah, revolutions. Yeah, I just made up words. Or as I like to call them, Donnyisms. Anyway, or deisms. But mini starter, basically smaller, compact, closer to the block. Well, allows for the headers
to clear better.
The header heat won't affect the starter and get it overheated and cause the starter to fail.
But you also probably want to get a blanket for it.
Oh, I'll still be putting a blanket shield around it just to be safe. Because with running a nitrous motor, them headers is going to be glowing.
Yeah, unless you get ceramic coated.
Those headers,
unless you get them ceramic coated. But we probably won't be able to do that.
I probably will not do that, but
we can also heat wrap them.
Ah.
Exactly.
Yes. Did not think about that, especially since we're doing the plug holes to plug those up. We make sure that they don't have no leaks, but still we paint and then we do the really good header wrap. Alucard is now making his weekly appearance.
Yeah.
Say hi, Alucard.
Mostly because he's weird.
Yes. Mostly because he smells my dog on me and he wants the attention. Anyway, that's our mini starter. The next one. Okay.
So, give me a second here. There we go. Hold on. There we go.
Oh, yay. There we go. Do some flip flopping. Alrighty then. Okay. This is the oil pan. I've been explaining to you guys verbally for weeks that this is the oil pan we're switching to. If you look at it, it's basically the same as a stock oil pan, but the triangulated part, which is the sump, they take the stock part of the oil pan, cut it off, and then take that and weld it on. And it is now a deeper, wider sump. Well, not really deeper. It's more of a wider, more lower sump, but it's also an additional 3-quart capacity. So we'll be able to hold an additional 3 quarts of oil, which is always good because lubrication. Lubrication is always an important thing. You don't want to run things dry. Got to have them well lubed. Anyway.
And at high pressure.
Yes. And high pressure and well lubricated, which we're going to have both of. Those are our Summit roller rockers that we will be switching to. We are going to get rid of the factory stamped roller rockers because power and higher RPM, the roller rockers will be able to handle the higher RPM than the stock stamped rockers will. So, and they're not crazy expensive for a aluminum billet aluminum roller rocker setup.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not that bad. So we're gonna switch from those. Those are gonna be a great upgrade from what we have now. So anything and everything to help. At this point, basically, I have figured out we are literally replacing everything in the motor at this point.
Except for like the push rod.
Nope. Chasing those.
Changing those.
Yep.
Except for the lifters. But those aren't stock anyway.
The lifters were new.
Yeah, lifters are new. They aren't stock anyway, even though they're flat tappet instead of roller.
Yeah, they're not roller, but
they'll
not a
work
roller
fine.
They're not. It's not a roller cam setup. It's a hydraulic flat top.
You want that snappiness anyway of the hydraulic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Or the flat tappet.
But yeah, the roller rockers are going to help up on the upper end, and we're going to have the new valve springs and stuff, new push rods, the cranks being polished. We got new pistons and rings.
The only thing's going to be the crank
and the heads.
Yeah.
Everything, literally everything else is being changed.
Yeah, pretty much all the cheap parts.
Yes, so literally the whole motor is going to be new, but it's going to be a nitrous motor. So yeah.
Hopefully we don't break it too fast.
No, that's why we're going to creep up on it.
Yeah, we're gonna start low.
Yeah, we're going to start at like 75 shot and like then maybe like 100 and
just the valves, just the rockers.
Yeah, you're like, okay.
Creep it up a little bit more. Yeah. Just the valves, just the rockers.
You're like, okay, she's handling it okay. Because yes, I am. And a lot of people don't do this. And some people, y'all might think I'm weird. Okay, I'm adding more gauges. I did not take pictures of them. But I am adding additional gauges. Most people, they will run an air fuel gauge.
Yeah.
Okay, which is basically an O2 sensor running to a gauge that will tell you kind of how your air fuel's doing, and you can adjust it. But they will only run it on one bank.
Yeah.
No. I am running two. I am going to run one for the right bank and one for the left bank. Yeah, I know you can't adjust them side to side, but still, I want to know what both my banks are doing.
So So if you're having some kind of issue, you can stop. You can try to correct it. Maybe like a jet's fouling or something like that.
Well, it's also it's a good thing to look at because if you have any type of a vacuum leak, say like your gasket underneath the carburetor, if it has a small leak and it's sucking air, it's gonna cause the banks to run lean or whatever because they're getting more air than they should be.
If you're having blow by on one bank, that should be able to pick it up too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's going to pick
up. It's going to change the pressure.
It's going to change the air in the fuel mixtures. The things are. It's going to fluctuate them, and you're going to be like, wait a minute.
That's not right.
Something on that bank is not right. Shut it off before something breaks.
Rebuild the carburetor. To pull the head, check the rings.
Yeah, start taking shit apart. Look at it before it freaking breaks.
Check the cylinder walls. Make sure you're not getting any scuffing and shit like that. So.
It's a good way to prevent try to prevent a blow up, basically.
Or if you have a bent rod, it'll cause scarring on the cylinder wall, and you'll be able to detect that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can help out.
Yeah. So I will have those. That's my new flywheel that I'm ordering. I'm gonna be running a 68 tooth. I believe that's what comes on them. I could run a 168 tooth. Now I could run a 153 tooth. The starter does work with both. Let's see.
Well, distributor. You have to worry about distributor too, right?
No, that doesn't do nothing to the distributor.
Oh, that runs off the other.
Yeah, the distributor runs off of the oil pump and the cam. Well, it runs off the cam.
Yeah.
And the cam runs off the front of the motor. And then that runs off the crank, and it goes up and over and up. Does like a
knock over the water. There we go.
Yes, but okay, I'm just like mind screwing myself right now. Okay, 153 tooth to 168 tooth. Which one turns faster?
Don't ask me.
I'm trying to think which because one's smaller than the other. So which one would
bigger number smaller because they have more teeth. Because you have to fit more teeth in the same diameter.
Well, yeah. So, but would the bigger one rotate the motor faster or slower?
Smaller one would rotate the motor faster. Or wait, is it the size or the number of teeth?
Well, it's gonna be either one. They're both gonna. I would think that there would be a slight diameter difference, right?
I figured the smaller the teeth,
the diameter would change also, just slightly, right?
I'm not sure, probably.
But anyway, the less the teeth, the faster it would turn, correct?
Yes, that means smaller.
So...
You might want to go the smallest one. Yeah, 153.
Okay, so I might go the 153.
I don't know, do your research.
Either way, they'll both work. It's not harming anything.
And they're lighter, and this is lighter than stock, so...
Yes.
It's mostly about rotating weight and reducing that. So.
Yes. Again, stating... Literally at this point, pretty much everything's being replaced. I'm changing the flywheel. I have a good flywheel.
Yeah, our flywheel's fine.
But...
Why not?
I'm changing it.
It's not that expensive.
It's not that expensive.
Even though
it's called preventative maintenance. Basically.
Preventative replacing.
Preventative replacement, preventative build.
Words? Okay.
Words that don't make sense.
And this is a kind of a fuzzy picture, but we'll show it anyway.
Yes. Okay. This is our stall converter.
Yeah.
If you got... Okay. I don't know if you guys can see it because it's kind of fuzzy and has a finger smudge. Anyway, the snall... The snall?
Snall?
The snall converter. Anyway. Words. I'm on a roll today. Okay. The stall converter is a 29 to 3300 stall. Mm-hmm. Which basically, if you guys do not know what that means, it has to get up to that RPM before the car will start moving.
Yeah.
So, when we are sitting dead still, and I hit the gas pedal, the car will not start moving until I am at anywhere from 2,900 to 3,300 RPM
and
motor.
You probably have like a two-step button at 25, just to start for a line.
Yeah, somewhere around in there.
Yeah. We'll play with it, but we'll probably set it around there to start out with. Start two-stepping at 2,500, and then.
Well, you want the two-step just slightly above your stall converter.
Okay.
Your stall converter.
Okay.
Because you got to be able to bump.
Yeah, to rock forward.
Yeah, so you got to be able to bump.
Yeah.
So you got to be above your RPM so you can
actually move a little bit.
Yeah. So
just barely.
Yeah. So if
we'll have to play with it.
Yeah. So if our max RPM to get the car moving is 3,300, then the two steps should be like 35 or 36.
Yeah.
So it's sitting there freaking, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you have progressive controller for the nitrous.
Yes, I will have a progressive control box on the nitrous to where it's, so much at this RPM and then so much at this RPM. And then at this RPM, we're full.
Full send it.
Yeah. Just gonna send it. Okay.
Can't you take a picture straight? Come on.
Well, some of them I had to take with my phone sideways, and then some of them I could take with my phone going straight. Okay, this is our reverse valve body / trans brake
You're on fire today.
kit. I am crazy on fire today. Wow. We're doing great. This is a great freaking live stream today. We're relaxed and I'm on fire. Okay. So, this valve body is what
That's
is
expensive.
It's expensive, yes.
Oh, wow.
But it's our trans brake / manual valve body.
Yeah.
I've done my research and I thought that you can run a trans brake on just a regular transmission. Straight up. That's what I thought.
You have to have a reverse pattern.
No, it doesn't. You have to have a manual valve body.
Yeah.
Okay. Did not know this. Okay. I start doing my research on the internet and find out, hey, you got to have a manual valve body in order to have a trans brake.
Yeah. Which makes street driving somewhat different, but doable.
Basically, I'm gonna have a manual car without a freaking clutch.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be interesting.
Pretty much turns their automatic into a sequential.
Yeah.
Clutchless sequential.
Yeah. Basically, I will have to, when you're in your automatic, when you're in drive, I will not have that option anymore. I will have to literally shift my car from first to second to third, then third to second to first. I have to manually upshift and downshift like I would a stick.
Yeah.
So that's going to be fun, but makes it to where, unlike a stick, can't miss a gear.
Yeah.
I won't miss a gear. The only way I'll miss a gear in it is if I blow up the gear.
The good part is we have the transmission out of the vehicle already.
Yes.
So we can do this like in the garage.
Yes.
In heating or air conditioning, depending on the time of year.
Yes.
And get it all set up before we put it in the car.
Basically, as soon as the motor is back together and it goes on the other stand,
yeah,
the transmission is coming off the floor and going on the engine stand.
Yeah. And then we'll dig around with that.
Yeah, because once the 350 is on the break-in stand, that's pretty much where it's going to live until it goes in the car because it's portable. We can kind of stick it in a corner or whatever.
I don't think it would be a good idea to use the nitrous on the break-in stand.
No. No. You only do that on a dyno, not on a break-in. That's an instant blow up. There's nothing behind it to put.
I just thought it'd be funny to say.
Yeah, you have to put back pressure.
Do not use nitrous on your break-in stand.
No power outers on a break-in stand.
Here's the.
Okay, that is our intake manifold.
Do we know the rise on this? How many? Comes off the motor?
It's 3 inches taller than stock.
Okay, so it's move. You're gonna have some clearance issues.
No, I won't. Remember, hood scoop.
Or you just started without a hood for a while.
Well,
until you get the hood scoop.
Well, we're doing body work wintertime, so hood scoop's gonna be going on this winter anyway.
Yeah. We're gonna get on that pretty soon.
Yes, actually, I get paid Friday.
Yeah, check my watch.
Yes.
Yeah, Friday.
I get paid Friday, and like I said last week, that is when I am going to start ordering stuff to start doing body work. This is the time of year we are going to be focusing mostly on body work. Yes, we will jump to the 350 or to the Miata when stuff comes up, but when there's nothing really to do on either one, we will only be working body.
Yeah.
Body, engine compartment, fender wells,
wiring, fuel,
all that good shit.
Get all that stuff worked out before we slam the engine in.
Yes.
Get all that piped in and wired up. Check things. Check fuel pressure.
Completely painted, ready to go.
Yeah.
And then motors in.
Then we get the transmission set up and then pop that in.
Yes.
And hey.
Yes.
We're good to go.
Yeah, so we're going to have full solid mounts. So we're going to have solid.
What do you think will break first? The drive shaft? The stock drive shaft? Or. I think the stock drive shaft's going to have issues at some point.
Probably at some point, yes. I am going to put fresh U-joints in it before, but. Yeah. I'm going to change it out, put some fresh U-joints in it, but it's the bone stock drive shaft, so.
Might want to save up some money to try to get that changed.
I am going to put a drive shaft hoop in it, though. I'm not irresponsible, guys. It will have a drive shaft hoop in it, so when it does go, it's not going to frickin' catapult the L or dig into the track or
go through the floor and kill us.
Exactly. It will have a drive shaft hoop on it for just that.
All right, back to the intake here.
Anyway, okay, so that is our Victor Jr. intake single plane Manifold.
Yeah, there's no gap. There's no partition, so you don't have to worry about the butterflies hitting anything.
Exactly. That is why it is called a single plane. Single plane means that hole underneath the carburetor is wide open, where when it is a dual plane, there is a partition that goes down the middle of that hole.
It separates the banks.
Yeah, it separates the two banks. So, but single plane in a performance situation, best way to go. As like we said Wednesday about the heads that we're gonna port, match, and polish, we'll also be doing that with this intake. The good thing about the Victor Jr. intakes, if you read the description below, right there on the screen, they come with extra built-up metal for the purpose of port matching.
Nice.
So that extra metal's already there. So
it's aluminum, so it's easy to work with.
Yeah, and we can't use when we're doing the intake. We cannot use the same bits because it's a much softer metal. I got to order from Summit the porting bits for aluminum. Yeah. They have specific ones for aluminum. They're a softer,
so they don't gouge gouge, take too much material
and destroy it, because that is not a cheap intake manifold, and I'm not going to ruin it. But yes, we're going to go ahead and port, match, and polish the exhaust side, and port, match, and port the intake side throughout, just to help with that little extra bit of power. So, yeah, so that's our intake. It's also an air gap. If you guys notice that, it's an air gap, so it gets air flow all around the runners of the intake, which helps with your air fuel charge, so the motor kind of help keep it cooler.
Yeah.
Because the cooler your air fuel mixture, the better.
So, yeah, what he's talking about is there's gaps underneath the runners.
Yeah. If you follow Liam's cursor, if you see,
you can see right
it's not solid underneath. You can see the shadow.
Yeah.
Down underneath there. That means that there's nothing there. It's literally straight through, so the outside air can flow through there and help cool all the runners. So, and no, I will not be ordering the bolt kit that you can order as an option. Now, this is the carburetor. The picture shows an electric choke. We will not be having an electric choke. We will be running a manual choke because it's a race car, and who needs electric choke on a race car? And we live in Arizona, where it does not get cold enough to need a choke.
Yeah.
So.
Well, sometimes it does.
Well, still. That being said, we do not need an electric choke. So we will be running the manual choke version, but this is the Holley 4150 4-barrel Street Avenger. This is their new and approved carburetor. I could have gone with the Classic. They do still sell the Classic. I used to be a straight up nothing but Holley guy until 97 when I built my Trans Am. And then I kept blowing power valves. Power valves in Holley carburetors were their main flaw. Basically, if you ran a Holley carburetor and your car backfired just one time, you blew that power valve. What does that mean when you blow that power valve? That means you get to rebuild your whole entire carburetor. Every time.
Wow.
Holley finally redesigned some of the internals of their carburetors, okay, and fixed the frickin' power valve problem. So it is not an issue anymore. So, therefore, since this is a nitrous motor and all nitrous plates call for 4150 carburetor flanges.
Might as well get a 4150.
I am going back to the Holley 4150. So, and no, it is not a double pumper.
Yeah, fuck that.
So, to answer that question.
Or a quadruple.
No, what they mean by double pumper.
I know.
Double pumper is, in case you guys are wondering, when we say double pumper, what double pumper is, instead of having one fuel accelerator plunger in the carburetor, you have two. So you're getting literally double shots of fuel instead of single, which means suck all your gas. Watch your freaking gas gauge. You'll fill up your gas tank and start going down the road, and your gas gauge will literally go, "Hey, how you doing?"
You see it move.
Yeah, so.
Easy on the gas pedal when driving on the street.
Yes, so we're going with the new and improved Street Avenger 4150 because it is a street-friendly carb, but it is also a very, very race-friendly carb. So it will work for the somewhat little bit of street driving it will get for car shows and whatnot.
Going to the track, that kind of thing.
Yeah, but it'll work perfect.
Before we have a trailer available.
Yes.
It'll get us to the places we need to go.
Exactly. Okay, so that is our carb.
That's pretty much it.
Really? Okay. All right, so we've covered all that. Oh, I was going to send a picture of the nitrous, and I totally forgot to. Okay, so that is your update on the El Camino situation. Now, for you G-Body, El Camino, Chevy guys that follow the page, hopefully you guys are also import guys. Do want to let you know this Wednesday's video, we will not be working on the 350. We will not be working on the L at all. We are focusing this week on Project Void.
Yeah, the MX-5. We have some slight repairs to do on the coolant system.
Yes.
I've been having a slow leak that I've been tinkering with, trying to repair. It looks like we're going to have to, mess with the heater core.
Yeah, the heater core tubes that come through the firewall.
Yeah.
As you guys know, on any car, doesn't matter, foreign, domestic, they're very kind of thin, they're like brass copper.
Yeah, they're
very soft, and they bend very easily. And if you tweak them even slightly, putting your rubber hose on, and you're using like a squeeze style clamp, they won't seal for shit.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to stick with those, and
we're gonna get those going.
Try to flare them out evenly, and we're gonna change the style of clamps.
Yeah, we're switching from the factory squeeze squeeze style to the old-fashioned screw style.
Yeah.
Clamps.
The hose seems fine. We don't have to replace the hose.
Yeah, the hoses are great.
Yeah, they're a little worn.
Because we even cut one.
Yeah.
Because we thought that maybe that was causing the leak, like it may have been a little flared or deformed.
Yeah.
And it wasn't brittle. It was still real soft, almost like new. So it's good.
Yeah. So we just have to mess with those and get that fixed.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it. That'll be a quick video. For
correction on the van.
Yeah, C8. I made a mistake last week. I said it Z71. That's the truck. I meant ZR1.
ZR1 or ZL1?
Yeah. Well.
Oh yeah, that's right. They changed it from ZL. That's where the confusion came in.
Yeah.
Yeah, they changed it from ZL to now it's ZR.
I said Z71 last week.
Yeah, like the truck.
Which was totally freaking off.
Yeah, because if they did make that, dude.
Yeah, the C8 is going to have not just the regular Corvette, but it's also going to have a Z06 and a ZR1 version.
Yeah.
The Z06 version is rumored to going to have a cross-plane crank and overhead cams.
Single overhead cams or dual?
Dual overhead cams.
So,
Actually, it's not. We're not 100% sure. It might have one cam per bank.
Because you know how the you know how the 5.0 Coyote motor with Ford, that's a dual
overhead cam. So that's 4 cams per bank. Four cams for the motor, 2 cams per bank.
Yes.
So
that's why I was asking.
We're not sure on that until we actually see the motor.
Okay.
They're keeping it very closed door, hush hush.
Okay.
So we're not sure how many cams it's going to have, but it's rumored to have not only a cross-plane crankshaft, which is opposing lobes instead of 90-degree lobes.
Yeah.
So, which is traditional with like Ferraris and Lamborghinis.
Yeah.
And the Shelby 350 Cobra.
And that's why last week's video wrapped out and kind of sounded the way it did in the race version.
Yeah.
And that's because of the cross plane, that new style intake
and
system.
the overhead cams that they've been keeping hush hush.
Yeah.
So it's rumored that the Z06 will have that cross plane crank and the overhead cams, and be pushing 8,600 RPMs. And that's just on it, and 600 horsepower.
Okay.
That's without the supercharger. The
or
Z06,
without the twin turbos.
Yeah, the ZR1's going to have the twin turbos with the same engine as the Z06. So it's going to be rumored to have 800 horsepower in a mid-engine car.
So they're doing naturally aspirated
On the Z06,
turbo version. Now,
turbo?
are they doing a supercharged version too, or
no
just
supercharger.
turbo?
Yeah, the Z06 is going to be naturally aspirated. The ZR1's going to be turbocharged.
And then there's the other thing you were telling me about version.
Yeah, there's rumored that there's also going to be a hybrid version. So the front trunk
area
is going to have a electric motor shoved into it with a small battery, and that's going to kick on for traction and power boost. And it's rumored going to have max power of 1,000 horsepower, which is going to be nuts.
That.
But that's also going to be expensive.
You think?
So they're getting up there because a lot of like Lamborghinis and stuff like that are, especially Lamborghinis, are all-wheel drive.
Yeah.
So it's going to be an all-wheel drive mid-engine Corvette with a hybrid electric boosting system. It's going to be insane.
So basically, what's going to happen now? So when you guys see the new ones released and they're out on the street,
which the GM worker strike is over, so production is going to start immediately.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, that happened this week.
So with them going back out on the streets. Going to be released out on the streets, you guys are going to notice that they're not going to sound so domestic anymore.
Well, the stock ones are. The stock ones are still going to be the 6.2 liter, 465 horsepower LS2. It's going to be the LS2.
Okay, so that one will still sound like a domestic V8.
So it'll still sound like a Corvette.
Yeah.
But when you start getting the Z06 and the ZR1, you'll know the difference when the damn thing flies past you, because it'll sound like a freaking Ferrari.
Yeah, it's gonna have more of a foreign type sound, like a Ferrari.
So if the Corvette doesn't sound right, don't race it.
Yeah.
Because you'll fucking lose.
Exactly.
Unless you have some kind of.
Unless your car has a lot of power adders.
Yeah, unless you have more than I'd say more than 700 horsepower in your car, don't even think about it.
Yeah.
You won't even keep up with that thing.
No, you won't.
Especially if you're a front engine car, because remember, it's admitted. The new Corvette's going to be admitted in the car. The weight transfer is going to be spectacular.
Yes.
So even if you have more horsepower, you're still not going to keep up with it because the weight transfer, it's going to get you off the line. It has launch control. It has a dual clutch transmission. It's not a manual. It's because they're going to be hitting paddles.
Paddle shift and.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Craziness.
So yeah, again, when the new Vette's out and you're out on the street and you decide, hey, I think I might want to play with this. If it sounds like a regular Vette, you might be safe.
Yeah, you might want to try it.
But if it don't sound like a regular Vette, no.
You might want to try it just to see it fly past you.
Yeah, you might want to try it just to see but I don't recommend it.
Yeah, I don't recommend trying to be competitive.
Yeah. Not unless you got some badass shit.
Unless you have a badass car, yeah.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Switching gears to NASCAR.
Okay, NASCAR. Last week, okay, we'll have Liam pull up the pictures that I sent him yesterday.
Oh, shit. Hold on.
Give me a second. I think I only sent him 2.
It's only 2 pictures. So this.
Okay, so basically, this is the unofficial but official.
What?
It's the official. They always say it's the unofficial, but it's the
because they have to pass post inspection.
Yeah, but it's always the official.
Yeah.
Basically. So anyway, Denny Hamlin won last week's race in Kansas. Okay, which, as you guys can see, if you look closely, it was Denny Hamlin,
Elliott,
Chase Elliott, which he was on the definite out up until about the final 10 laps.
Oh, wow.
He was way down in the out. Like, not on the bubble. He was, like, yeah.
Yeah.
But by him coming all the way up to the front, leading the race for a little while, almost winning the race, if you guys look at the numbers, okay, it put him in good by 3 points.
Whew. Talk about just under the wire.
So, he was in by 3 points, but the really, really big news, the guy that was on the bubble all day literally bounced from being in to out to in to out to in to out was Brad Keselowski. By the time it was all said and done, because we had 2 green-white checker restarts back to back, by the time it was all said and done, because of a final bad restart and he lost places, on the final restart, he was in by 4. Okay? He was positive by 4 points. He was in. Okay? But by the end of the final restart, green-white checker, he got a bad restart and just started sliding backwards. Car after car after car was passing him. And with each car that passes you, you lose a point. So each one of those cars that passed him was a point. So by the time it was all said and done, Brad Keselowski, out.
Yeah.
He's out of the chase. So starting tomorrow, the next section starts, which now we have went from the top 12 to, as of tomorrow, it's the top 8. So, if you guys want to know who the 4 that dropped out yesterday are Brad Keselowski. I can't really tell what the other numbers are. The 24. The 88. Okay, so the 24 is William Byron's out. Brad Keselowski's out. The 88 of used to be Dale Jr. is now, who the hell drives the 88?
I don't freaking know.
Anyway, the 88 and the 14. So basically all the big numbers of real big drivers from basically, if you go back 4 years ago, those cars that dropped out, the 4 cars that dropped out yesterday, if you would have went back 4 years, would still be numbered the Brad Keselowski, but the 24 would have been Jeff Gordon. The 88 would have been Dale Jr.
Yeah.
And the 14 would have been Tony Stewart.
Yeah.
So 4 big name cars.
Used to be.
Okay. 4 used to be big name cars.
Yeah.
Dropped out yesterday.
Wow. So it's a new era, pretty much.
Yes, just shows you right there. It is a new era in NASCAR.
There's your winner from last week.
There's your winner from last week, Kansas, Denny Hamlin.
Now we can check the standings here just to make sure.
Now, last week, guys.
Here's your numbers.
This is our current standings. Our top 8.
Alex Bowman was 88.
Okay, yeah, 88 was Alex Bowman that dropped out last week, and the 14 would have been...
Kurt Busch is out too?
Yeah, Kurt Busch is out.
Wow.
14, where's the 14? The 14...
He's not even on here. Did he totally drop out? Oh, 14, no. Clint Bauer.
Okay, yeah, 14, Clint Bauer. Okay. So, our top 12, as of now, are Kyle Busch is number 1, Martin Truex Jr., Denny Hamlin's number 3, Joey Logano's number 4, Kevin Harvick's number 5, Chase Elliott's number 6, Kyle Larson's number 7, and to round out your top 8 is Ryan Blaney.
He said top 12, but that's beside the point.
Wait, did I say top 12? Okay,
it's top 8.
I saw the 12 instead of the 8. Yeah, your top 12, sorry.
Confusion.
My bad. And out of all those cars, guys, only 2 of them are Chevys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys.
And they're down the list.
We got 3 Fords and 3 Toyotas on the top.
Toyotas are top 3, so what the fuck?
Yeah. Sorry, guys. We're diehard Chevy guys, and damn, we're toward the bottom of the top 8. Hopefully, we can change that.
So, how many races are there left?
That is a very good question. How many races do we have left in the season? Look at the season schedule, and that would tell us.
Where's that at?
Schedule. This is stupid. It's gonna start at the beginning, so you gotta scroll all the way down.
Okay, well, we got.
So Kansas was last week.
We got Martinsville.
Martinsville
this week. Texas.
Next week. Phoenix.
Yeah.
Which is always the second to last.
And
then Homestead.
Yeah, Miami.
So basically, including today, we're in our final 4.
Yeah.
Final 4 races of the season, 4 weeks left. Top 8 drivers. I am pulling for Truex Jr. to win the whole thing. He is my driver to win. So, there you go. You guys know my top pick.
Unfortunately, practice wasn't televised, so
practice was not televised, so we do need to look up the standings on that if possible. I thought we saw some there was practice stuff up earlier. We were clicking on some stuff and there was some practice shit and I don't know where it went.
Yeah.
Wait, there it is.
Practice result, or do we want qualifying results is today?
Well, qualifying results, yes.
That should be going on right now, actually.
Yeah, so no, they started early, 10:05. So qualifying has already happened.
Okay, here we go.
For Cup, right? Is it Cup?
So.
Does it say Monster Energy? Because that might be.
That might be the other. Yeah.
Yeah. No. Monster Energy's above it.
Yeah, they're qualifying this afternoon.
Okay.
Monster.
So that was for Xfinity. Sorry, guys. No, go back.
Yep.
We had practice that we could have went over. Practice results from yesterday, right there, 9:05. Saturday results.
What was that? Okay, here.
Monster. Right there. Okay. Oh,
looks
right.
like Logano, Martin Truex is doing pretty good on speed wise.
That was first practice or final practice, did it say?
First practice.
Okay, so we still got a final practice.
We still got more practices to go today.
Or they could only be doing one practice and then qualifying. It is a possibility. Okay, so right now Joey Logano's running the fastest. Truex is actually very, very close. That's
tenths of a second, yeah.
Yeah, they're very, very close. Then you got Denny Hamlin. That's to be expected. Clint Bowyer, Kyle Busch, Chase.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, I'm trying to see how many of our top 8 are
actually he's only
in our top right now. Joey Logano's not in our top 8, but he's on the top. So him winning, all he's really doing is hurting our guys in points.
Yeah. So
if somebody like him was to win that's not in the chase, they actually hurt the guys that are in the chase from getting the points for winning the race.
Yeah. But this will all change once they.
Yeah.
Of course, this is first practice. They'll make. This will probably change a lot.
Yeah, that's why.
Going into qualifying.
Yeah, that's why I'm looking at it. I'm just kind of getting the field to see how many of our top 8 are actually in the top 8 of speed on practice right now.
Yeah. And of course, when drafting comes around.
Yeah, so Martin Truex, he's right there. Denny's good. Clint Bowyer's not in our top 8. Kyle Busch is not in our top 8. Wait, Kyle Busch is in our top 8.
Yeah,
okay.
I think, yeah, he is.
Okay, so Kyle. Is Chase in our top 8? Yeah. Chase is in the top 8. Yeah. All the other guys in the top 8 are not people. They're not people in the chase. So out of our top 8 right now in first practice, there's only 4.
Mm-hmm.
4 out of 8 are in the top 8 fastest of practice so far. So got to keep an eye on that.
Of course, those times may change. Somebody could just have like a mechanical problem.
Yeah, and of course, you guys can see, like I said earlier, Keselowski's the top story right now. That's why they have his freaking ugly ass dome face.
But Elliott blew his engine in practice. So
as long as he did it before qualifying,
he can change the engine.
He's okay. He does not have to start in the back. I think it's if. Wait,
depends on the rules of the race.
Am I wrong, guys?
It depends on.
I
think each race has different rules for that kind of stuff. I'd have to read the article, but depending on the rules for the race.
I thought it was you're okay to change motors and stuff as long as it happens before qualifying. If you're already qualified and something happens, then you have to start in the back. But then again, that doesn't make sense. Because if you blow up or do something in practice, then you have to start in the back. So, wait, yes, never mind. Brain fart. Erase what I just said. Yes. Hold on. Yes. If you blow up during practices before qualifying, you have to start in the back because you have to go to a backup car to qualify with. So, yes, no matter how well he qualifies,
he's in the back.
He will still get the pit box position.
Mm-hmm. But he won't have the track position.
But he won't have the track position advantage of at the start of the race.
He's dumping oil.
Yes,
on fire.
He will literally have to start at the back of the field.
He had to use his extinguisher system. You see that?
Yes, they have onboard extinguisher systems for the engine compartment, the fuel compartment, the cab, all that shit.
Yeah,
it's a fogger system. They push a button and it literally fogs everything.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Interesting. Anyway, that's pretty much it for NASCAR. I want to talk about Formula D. The championship results from last week.
Okay, yes. We'll cover those.
Now, this was Irwindale. First, let's talk about the championship. Let me get back here. This is your champion. 3 times in a row, James Deane is your Formula D world champion, or U.S. champion.
Yeah.
I should say.
4 times, 4 consecutive?
3 consecutive.
Okay. 4-time champ.
Nobody else has done that.
Okay.
So it's 3 years in a row. James Deane is Formula D champion. Frederick Osbo, close second. Artemis Burak. I hate his name.
Back cheese.
Yeah, and
that's what it looks like. It's like back cheese.
Bactress. And Peter Vetrick.
Yeah.
He's Polish. It's said different.
Yeah, names, words.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's your championship standings for the season.
Formula Drift 2019.
Yeah. But the event, Ken Gucci won the event, followed closely by Michael Essa. And of course,
James Deane.
James Deane was in third. That's how he got the points to win the championship. It was pretty controversial because Deane went against Wang in the semis, and they went 3 times one more time. 3 times.
Wow.
It was pretty controversial because the judges, it seemed like the judges gave James Deane too many chances to win the championship. It's very controversial.
I remember. Okay.
Yeah.
That was a little bit of what I was watching when they were.
Yeah.
Letting them
One more time. It seemed like the judges were giving James Deane too many chances.
Like they were. Like they were trying. Okay.
It seemed like they really wanted to get.
Okay, X-Country.
I disagree. It seemed. I mean, Wang.
I guess
it was
very cross-country adventures, not X-Country, cross-country.
Hi, how you doing? Thanks for coming by. It seemed like. I disagree. I think it was pretty damn close. Mm-hmm. Both Wang and Deane were having issues.
Yeah.
Wang had a slower car, so Deane had to check up a lot when he was chasing. Wang had a hard time keeping up. James Deane kept pulling away from him. So it seemed like their cars were so different that it was very, very hard to judge, and the judges were having a hard time. So I think it was pretty fair. The judges had a really difficult time judging what was going on, so it seemed like things were pretty balanced. It's hard when one car is faster than the other, has way much more horsepower. Wang was using nitrous instead of superchargers. He had a smaller engine, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
it's just 2 different cars trying to compete against each other. 2 different drifting styles. So it was very hard for them to judge. So I think it went okay. It seemed kind of fishy. I was like, wait, what's going on here?
Yeah, when the judges are it almost seems like they were pushing for Deane to win the whole thing.
Yeah, that's what it seemed like. But it's the way the cookie crumbles.
We're not gonna sit here.
We're not professional judges, so we can't really.
We're not gonna raise controversy over it ourselves. We're just saying
it seemed kind
to us little
weird.
Yeah.
So Anyway, but Dean ended up losing against Gucci, and on the other side, Essex beat up Barkus, and I think I said it right that time. Barkus.
Yeah.
Or there's no R.
Bacchus.
Bacchus. That's it. But Gucci, these cars were pretty much Gucci came through, beating Vitic, and pretty much went up against Essa. That was a pretty good battle. Essa and Gucci, they had pretty much the same speed cars. They let their drifts hang out. They had better angles because they were slower. It was pretty good matchup at the end.
Yeah.
But Gucci came out on top. He pretty much called his shot at the beginning of the whole thing, saying he was going to win, and he actually did it, which is pretty spectacular.
Yeah.
So it was a pretty good final. A lot of style, a lot of competitive racing going on.
It was the little bit that I did watch. It was pretty freaking intense.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
I tried to watch the whole thing, but I fell asleep.
Cannonball racing? Yeah, of course we've heard about cannonball racing.
Yes, we have.
Yeah, it'd be pretty awesome to do something like that. I'd have to build a special car for it.
Yeah.
It's best to have a sleeper when you're doing cannonball stuff.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily horsepower. It's like a lot of electronics come involved with like scanners and detectors,
police scanners,
detectors and stuff like that. You pretty much have to have a pretty much electronic suite on board. And I've done some research. I do know about cannonball racing.
Yeah, we've done all kinds of research on all different types of racing.
It'd be very interesting, maybe one day.
I mean, Liam's planning on doing Pikes Peak.
Yeah, I'm more into time attack.
And I'm
hill climb.
I'm wanting to do stuff like the Texas Mile.
Yeah.
With my car.
He does more straight line stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, stuff like that.
But
drag racing, Texas Mile. Yeah.
And we're interested in anything on wheels. So.
Basically, yes.
Yeah.
I'm also wanting to build a drag bike.
Yeah, drag bikes. Yeah.
I'm wanting to build one out of a Sportster just to build my first drag bike to get, really get used to it, just start with a Sportster.
I'm interested in like cafe racing, stuff like that.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. So, we're interested in other forms of racing. We've got background in I've got background in dirt, go-kart racing. I used to build flathead Briggs race motors that run off alcohol. So I used to do stuff like that, drag racing.
A lot of street racing, both of us.
I was born and raised in Kansas. I was really, really big in the street race scene in Kansas City back in the early and mid 90s. I was very big involved in the street race scene. Got away from the street racing because the law would love to get into off-road racing. I can't. Yeah. Okay, so a side-by-side.
Is that's side-by-side?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Those are interesting. I really like those, especially like
I love the side-by-side
especially like the turbocharged stuff. There's some really good aftermarket
really
good aftermarket stuff. That I'm interested in on that too. That'd be
the side by side stuff is just crazy.
Yeah, they're getting nuts with that.
There's long arm suspension kits. You can buy so many different styles of tires for them now.
Since you're sitting in a cage, it's much safer.
You can even buy already made, upgraded off-road cages that you just unbolt your top cage and swap it to an even beefier. cage.
A lot of engine swaps going on with that too.
Oh, the most popular is the Hayabusa.
Yeah.
They love doing it's the Hayabusa swap, not twin turbo, single turbo.
Anybody try a K swap?
Don't know, but you know, hey.
Honda K swap,
but they're saying
on the side by side.
It's growing fast, and yes, it is. The side by side world is just.
Yeah. Well, now they have single seat ones too.
Yeah, single seat
that I'm
ones.
really interested in.
It is so crazy how side by side started out as just farm assist vehicles.
Farm equipment. Now it's getting into race.
Yeah,
of course.
yeah. It awesome. Literally started out as farm equipment, and then it started. Kind of, they would experiment with playing with them on like motocross tracks. Yeah. You know, doing a little.
People modded them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go karts and stuff.
And now it's just freaking crazy.
In Johnson Valley.
I'll be going to King of the Hammers in February at Johnson Valley. Yeah, King of the Hammers is very huge.
He's more off road, so.
Yes. That's also something you guys don't know about me. I also have a huge off-road background. If any of you guys are familiar with Northern California, I used to have a built off-road truck that I built myself and used to do a lot of my off-roading in Hollister Hills Off-Road Park, which is where 4x4 or is it 4x4 or Extreme 4x4 magazine? One of those magazines, they do the Top Truck Challenge there every year. Oh, he lives in Northern California. There you go. Yes, I used to do a lot of my off-roading in Hollister. I had a, what was it? It was a 78.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, 78 or 79. It was a short bed K10. It was lifted on 35s. Actually, we have pictures of that.
I'm not going to try to search for those right now.
But
I knew you were going to mention it.
Yes, we have showed those in the past on the live stream. But if you go back to some of our earlier stuff, you can see that I did have a off-road truck. I love off-roading. It is one of my passions, and yes, therefore I am familiar with King of the Hammers. King of the Hammers, for you guys that are not familiar with it, is pretty much U.S. version of the hardest rock crawling, well, high speed rock crawling event there is.
I'm sure you do a search
hands down.
I'm sure you do a search on YouTube. You'll find plenty of footage of it.
And it's basically Jeeps, trucks, whatever, and now side-by-sides. Side-by-sides were not a very big thing in King of the Hammers until their really big growth in the past couple of years with their power. I mean, even from the factory now, they're producing them from the factory with 4 cylinders and turbochargers from the factory.
Oh, and Desert Racing? Okay.
Desert Race, yeah, that's right. I forgot. Sorry, Cross Country Adventures. He did also remind me that King of the Hammers also includes desert racing.
Like dunes? They have dunes?
No, it's more desert racing style, like, correct me if I'm wrong, cross country. It's when he says desert style racing, it's like Baja.
Okay, gotcha.
That style. It's like Baja mixed with rock crawling, and it's all high speed.
They had King of the Motos too, but dropped it last year.
Okay. They had King of the Motos, but they dropped it last year.
That's 2-wheel.
Okay, yes. 2-wheel would be your dirt bikes.
Stretch bikes,
yeah, stuff like that.
very, very unsafe.
But yes, I do love that they have included the side-by-sides now in King of the Hammers.
I might actually look at that because I really like side-by-sides.
I mean, they were already getting so close to being the size in like the what is it?
Rain.
The unlimited classes where you basically build your own like two chassis and stuff. They were already so close to the size of side-by-sides to begin with. So why not include side-by-sides anyway? If people are building stuff for King of the Hammers that's already basically the size of a side-by-side, let them be involved.
Exactly.
Even if you have to create a separate class for them, let them do it. They're capable of doing it. It's fast but tough enough for the rocks.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That is basically what it is.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, side-by-sides are cheaper than building a big vehicle.
Especially if you're planning on doing like a motor swapping one anyway.
Yeah.
It's better get you one that's in good shape.
Yeah.
But has like a popped motor in it.
Yeah.
You know, something that you can pick up like cheap.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'll tell you right now, side-by-sides new. That's the only thing that stings to me. Side-by-sides new, especially out here, because you can drive them on the street.
Yeah, in Arizona you can.
Arizona, they are street legal. And because of that, they are as expensive, if not more, than a brand new car.
Yeah.
They are redonkulous brand new.
Yeah.
But if you're planning on using one for something like King of the Hammers or just beating the living shit out of it,
buy one that's
used, do your upgrades and your motor swaps on it, and go have fun. That's what it's mainly about, guys. That's what we're about. That's what our channels are about. Having fun. Yeah. Build what you love. If you love drag racing, build you something for drag racing. If you love off-roading, build you something for off-roading. If you love going in a circle, if you love road racing, whatever it is, do it. Stick to it. Do it. If it's your passion and you love it, go with it.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. Go with it. Do what you love.
Thanks for the topic. That was great.
Yes.
Yeah, we
Thanks for getting involved. As you guys can see, we ran over an hour, and that is because cross-country adventures. If you guys get involved on our conversations,
we'll go all day.
We will freaking run as long as you guys talk. Okay? But with that being said, we are going to cut it loose.
Scored. Interact with us.
Watch our Wednesday videos where we do our working on right here on our YouTube channel, Big D and Liam's Custom Garage.
All right. That being said, thanks for coming by.
We will see you guys on Do Have to Look, but we switch to Mountain Time. Okay?
All right, thanks for subscribing and ringing that bell. Please do so if you haven't. And he's Big D, and I'm Liam, and we're out.